The Business Lab.
Welcome, Anissa, to Dewi Voices, a segment of SMCCI's The Business Lab. Today, we're excited to dive into your incredible journey of jumping into the business wagon, turning challenges into opportunities, and creating a thriving fitness heaven for women. Before we proceed, we would like to thank the venue sponsor, Craft by 3, and also our media sponsor, Studio 5 Corp. Thank you, guys. So, coming back to you, Anissa, your journey began with a setback when you were let go as a PT trainer due to a conflict of interest. Can you walk us through that period and the pivotal moment when you decided to embark on your own entrepreneurial journey?
Hi, Rina. Thank you for inviting me here.
No problem.
Okay, so just diving straight into the most crucial moment in my life, right before I started Active Go. That was July 2018. Yeah, now it's January 2024. It's been almost 6 years since I got fired. But I only started Active Co Studio towards the end of the year. So it actually took me like 6 months to, get out of the slum, get out of the depressive period of my life after getting fired. I think I can speak for a lot of people when I say that getting fired is not a fun thing to, fun thing. Yeah. So it can actually take you out of your routine, So being in a workspace, you've been there for about three years. I was there for 3 years. So 5 days a week I've been coming to work, and then I've been meeting the same colleagues over and over again. We talked, we shared about life, we had fun together, and then I met clients who have been with me for years, right? Some of them are long-term clients, people I meet twice a week or at least once a week for the past almost 3-4 months. So for me, I guess seeing my colleagues and seeing my clients, they are more, I see them more regularly than I do my own family, and I see my own friends. Even my friends I meet once a year, and then my family we meet once a month kind of thing. So these people are very close to me. So, so to be terminated on the day itself, with no closure. We can't even like reach out to our clients and tell them that, hey, I know I got fired. So when I got fired, they actually told me to delete all my clients' contacts. Okay,
on the spot?
Yeah, on the spot. So they go through your contact list and cancel and delete your contacts from them, because technically that's their connections, right?
Right.
So so I can't say bye to them. So that was quite heartbreaking. Okay, but I was very proud of myself in the sense that during that whole meeting, I didn't really cry. I didn't really show emotions, even though I think I was breaking inside. But it was only after like the meeting, then you alone, then you start, you go, and then you just kind of break down. Yeah.
Reality bites then.
Yeah. So that was quite a pivotal moment in my life, actually. That's one of the biggest impact that happened in my life. So because of that, I went through a depressive moment, and then towards the end of the year, I started, I wanted to do something more. I like the concept of that woman-only fitness studio, but I wanted to make it more me, So I started Active Co Studio with some help from my parents and some help from my previous clients. Actually, they actually reached out to me and say,
Because they didn't delete your number, right?
yeah, so I had to delete the number, but they texted me. It's like, they just told me you got fired. What happened? You left the company. What happened? Why didn't you tell me? So they reached out to me. It's like, okay, so now I have the numbers back. Also, there's WhatsApp at the time. So even if you delete the contact numbers, the chat history is still there. So they reach out to you and then ask how you doing. So some of them actually check in with me from time to time. Say, hey, what are you doing now? Do you have any plans? Are you going to another gym? Because I want to follow you. Because as a trainer, clients usually follow the trainers. They don't usually follow a gym. Yeah, so that's something that we know. That's something that I know that moving forward, if I ever have my own gym, okay, these people follow the trainers. Yeah. So that's when December 2018, that's when I registered my company. I went looking for a location. We were somewhere near Notcom. So that was where my first studio was at, Notcom. It was just like a empty, super basic industrial area.
That's in the north.
Yeah, that was in the north. So we started in the north. it was so empty. There's no electrical. That's where I found out like, you know, renovation costs a lot.
Yeah.
So I used to think like, okay, you can start a business with just like 20,000-30,000, right? Then the renovation alone was just like 30,000. So that's not inclusive of your aircon yet, no. So if electricals and everything costs expensive. It's very expensive to start a brick and mortar studio or brick and mortar business. So hats off to all the entrepreneurs who put a lot of effort, a lot of energy into creating a brick and mortar space. And then, yeah, from there I realized that, you know, every single cent matters. So that's where you bootstrap like crazy. Right. Every single thing that comes up from the company's money, you take note of it and you try as much as possible to do it yourself. Everything, yeah. So yeah, that's when I decided to actually embark on my entrepreneurial path, which is December 2018, and so this is January 2024, and I would say Alhamdulillah we are doing very well. I love the community that we have built, and knowing that sometimes I go out and people will be like, oh, are you from Active Co? It's like, oh, and they know of the Active Co brand, so it's like really swells my heart that way.
Yes, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that.
Thank
I
you.
know you have already opened up second branch, is it?
Yes, so we have a second one. So we'll close North Studio after a while to focus on the East Studio. So we opened a Tampines one, and then only recently reopened the North somewhere in December last year,
just
December.
last month.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So you mentioned earlier part that you started off with that 30,000, but the renovation cost itself is 30,000. So how did you raise the funds?
Okay, so some of it was my own savings. So most of it comes from my own savings. Then that's when I realized, you know, things are actually expensive, right? That you have to pay deposits for the rental of the space. So I didn't take note of that, take that into account when I created my business plan. So there was a lot of unseen financials that, you know, I didn't even think of at that time. Yeah. So then I asked my mom, I asked my parents, like, would you want to put your money in here, but I'll pay back. So it's not like I'm asking for money. So I say, can I borrow some money?
Right.
So I'll say by now I have fully paid them back. And then I also tried asking from banks. So at that time, I tried asking from banks. I didn't want to use anyone else's money. I wanted to see whether banks would loan me. But because at that time when I got fired, I didn't have any credit rating. So I didn't have a credit card. So banks doesn't know whether you can pay them back, right? So they were not very willing to loan you some money. So I got rejected left, right, and center from all the banks that I applied for. Then it's like, okay, I need to grow thicker skin. So even after asking my parents, you can't ask a lot, right? Just ask like what you think they can afford. So then I approached one of my my ex-client. So and she actually said yes. So I asked her for lunch. She said, you know, I'm doing this. I have plans. I have good plans. I know I made my calculations, I have done my projection, and I know exactly how I'm going to pay you back, but I need your money. And then she said, okay, how much you need? So at first I asked for 10,000, and then after that I realized not enough. So I asked for another 10,000. So she actually loaned me 20,000, which I repaid off within 2 years lah. So every month I just pay her back her money.
Can I be friends with that client? Just kidding. Okay. So moving on, Active Co has since flourished into a fitness community with 2 studios and a focus on reformer classes. What inspired this unique approach, and how do you tailor your business to cater specifically to women?
Okay, so why I tailored this business specifically to women was because prior to getting fired, I was working for women-only gym, fitness studio, right? It's more of a gym. So I like the whole concept. You know, it's a space where everything is tailored for women. You come in, the smell, the scent, the sound appeals to a woman, you know. I don't know whether you've attended to a mixed gym, like dual gender gym, and if you have gone to a only women's fitness center, it's very different. The experience, the moment you step into the door is very different. It's very catered to women. From the hospitality, you know, the receptionist greeting you. So it's like entering a spa. So it makes you feel relaxed and calm, but you still can do the things that you want to do in a gym. So that was something that appeals to me. So that's why I went towards that route.
Okay.
So then, what inspired this unique approach? So we are quite known for our reformer and strength approach to in the fitness industry. We realized that women should be doing strength training. Okay, strength training is beneficial for everyone, every age and every gender. They should be doing strength training. It's good to maintain your lean body mass, especially when you get above 40, especially for women, because once we hit 40, we hit menopause. That's when our hormones, our estrogen drops rapidly, and we start breaking. We lower down our bone density. So that's why even a single fall can hurt you and break some bones. Yeah. So we understand the importance, and I also like the idea of reformer Pilates because I used to have really bad back pain. So I had sciatica. It was so bad that I had to get ambulance to pick me up from home and then bring me to the hospital. So they pump a lot of painkillers, but it doesn't work on me. So they had to use morphine to sedate me, to actually calm me down. Then after that was months of recovery process for me, trying to walk without pain. I still remember when I used to have really bad pain, I couldn't go to the toilet because it was so painful. You can't sit upright, you can't stand for long, you can't walk for long. So it was a very, I was only 20 years old at the time, and I feel so disabled, like I'm so young and why I can't walk properly. So reformer Pilates kind of allow me to strengthen my back without putting too much load. So combining reformer Pilates and strength training was what allows me to be 30 years old, be able to give birth to a 4.1 kg baby, and after giving birth 3 years later, I don't experience pain. So I believe in strength training, I believe in reformer Pilates, and I think women should be able to choose between these two as and when they want.
Okay,
So that's why.
Okay. And also creating a community around a fitness studio is no small feat. How did you go about fostering a sense of belonging and encouragement among these women? Because women, we have different sizes, different confidence level, and some may have no confidence at all. So how do you foster that kind of togetherness and spirit?
I guess we wanted to create a space that is very welcoming to even the most beginner person ever. So you don't have to be of a certain shape and size to join the gym, because especially I guess coming from a minority Malay, right? Whenever you see ads targeting gyms or fitness, they are always using this small size 0 model who already got abs and sports bra, and they're using that over and over again. It's just in 2023, it gets really tired very easily lah. So I just want to be able to see more diversity in the media, in the advertisement. I want to see people of different sizes, different colors, different looks, to be portrayed on this advertisement. So I want to create that space for me. So if I have a problem with something, then if I cannot change that, I can start the change with myself first, right? So when we created our marketing plan, it was very intentional for us to not target like weight loss only. Like not everyone exercise because they want to lose weight. So some of them exercise because they want to feel better about themselves. They want to just know that, hey, I can do this even though I'm this size, because the media are always telling you that, if you're not of this size, you can't do this, you can't do that. So I wanted to empower women to be able to do what they think they couldn't do, So creating a space that was welcoming to beginners, I guess that's what enticed a lot of people to start coming, because they don't feel judged, they don't feel like people are, they don't feel intimidated when they're in that space. So that's where they start they start bringing their friends, they bring their mothers, they bring their sisters, and it kind of grew organically. I guess we don't really spend a lot of money on marketing. We use a lot of bring your friends, recommend to your friends. It's a lot of word of mouth for us. So we like that almost everyone who comes to ActiveCo knows each other. So sometimes they'll be like, hey, I know this guy, this girl, she was from my secondary school or she was from my university. So it's kind of like a small kampong in both the studio. So it's a nice feeling whenever you come across this conversation.
So I guess now coming to 2024, we have 2 studios. how many clients do you already have between the two centers that you have?
Okay, so we just started the North in December, right? So North was easier to count because we created a new list. So right now we have about 200 members for the North.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So East is I think almost double of that, about
Okay.
400 to 500 members. Yeah. So these are active members but we have about 500 subscribers for North. I guess they're just waiting for the right time to join.
Right.
Active members
Am I
currently
in
North.
that list? No.
I'm probably seeing a name somewhere there. Yeah. But yes, we have about 200 in North and about 400 to 500 in East members. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. So now that you have also been a member with SMCCI, for how many years already? 2, 3?
I joined in 2020 actually, before COVID. So I joined because I saw the Dewi DG. I saw the Dewi DG of 2019 and I was like, oh my god, that looks so
That's
cool.
the first one
Yeah,
that
so
we
I was
had,
like, oh my god, that's so cool. I want to join. So I signed up to be a member so that I can go for Dewi DG 2020 and then COVID happened.
Yes. Okay. So now that you're a member with SMCCI and also Dewi, the Women Only Wing, how has this platform supported your journey? And what role does it play in empowering women entrepreneurs like yourself?
Okay. I guess my one of the biggest contribution I guess SMCCI made to the business was the Prodigy Kita. I think that was a game changer for us. That was the time where we actually focused a lot on the business instead of in the business.
Okay.
So prior to joining Prodigy Kita, we are spending a lot of time in the business. We were teaching classes, we are doing clients, we are doing a lot of things like in the business that we can't focus on the business. So Prodigy Kita, because there's a foundation level and then intermediate and then the advanced level, right? So it allows us to gradually kind of put everything into perspective. Like what do you want out of this business? You know, you need to ask yourself the hard questions like, why are you doing this for? And then if you want to reach this goal, you need to do this. So they give you mentors to actually guide you to where you want to be. So I guess at the end of that whole, I'm not sure how many weeks, but by October there, we were kind of hitting the goals that we wanted to hit.
Right.
Even though I think during the Prodigy Kita there were a few times that we wanted to cry because our mentors were so strict on us. But we had one of the most fierce mentor, but I cannot thank SMCCI enough for giving us that mentor, because that really opened up our eyes. Because as much as we would love the whole sandwich love, sandwich love kind of advice, the hard hitting knocks are what allows us to really, okay, you know, this is nonsense, scrape it, move on. If this is not working, do something else. You know, if this is clearly not working, you need to know when to let go, find something else to do. Yeah.
So it literally like brings you out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, it does.
And really push the boundaries
so
of what you can do.
So because of that, I feel like almost everyone who asks me about Prodigy Kita, I always say go for it. It's a game changer, especially if you're a startup or really, really new and don't know where to go, don't really have a direction, but you want to grow. The Prodigy Kita is really a game changer, I would say, for my personal experience. Yeah.
Okay, so looking ahead, what is your vision for ActiveCo? And how do you see it continuing to empower women through fitness?
Okay, so right now we have one in East, one in North. I would definitely love a West Side one. I don't think we will ever go to Central, but you never know what what opportunities will come along the way. But yes, I would love a East, North, and West Side studio. And after we are done with that, probably somewhere in
Overseas?
Indonesia, Jakarta.
Why
We were
not?
looking at KL, Jakarta, or even Dubai actually. So we actually create networks to reach out to in case we ever want to go explore the internationalization, which is something I guess SMCCI does as well, right? They have their own internationalization wing. So yeah, with this, I guess we would love to see how the community can grow and how we can get more people to actually enjoy fitness without it feeling like it's a punishment for your body. You know, you being able to move should feel like a honor. Like you can use your body, you can raise up your hand, you can walk, you can climb up the stairs. Some people are wishing they can do that, you know. So that's something we want to kind of change the perspective for women, especially when it comes to strength training or building your strength all the way till your 40, 50 and 60.
Okay. And for those considering jumping into the business wagon, especially in the fitness industry, what advice would you offer based on your own experiences?
I would say do something that you want to see, you know, like if there's something that you're starting a business because you feel like there's something lacking in the industry, right?
Right.
So find what is lacking and give that to the community. So yeah, so give that to the community. Give your increase your value, I guess, to see how we can empower the community without just offering the same thing over and over again. And if you can do that while empowering more people,
Right.
to move their body and start something new, I think you are already winning half the battle, right?
Yeah. Okay. All right. So before we wrap up, could you leave our listeners with 3 key takeaways or pieces of advice for those looking to embark on their business ventures?
I guess like listening to their failures, listening to how many times it takes them to fall to actually get up on the 8th try to eventually create something that was worth sharing, was worth being applauded for, that people are congratulating them for.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess just it's not enough to just listen. Okay,
Yeah.
create that business plan. You have an idea, put it down on paper so you can look through it. I didn't put it down on paper. I was using my iPhone notes, and I still have it in my phone.
The
raw
raw
business
business
plan,
plan.
like how much, what I want to do, how much I want to earn in a month by end of the year, how much I need to earn.
Right.
If I don't earn this amount by a certain period of time, what's my plan B? How I'm gonna get that capital that I need, and how I'm gonna get that revenue that I want. So if I'm gonna hit like 10,000 a month, what that 10,000 come from? Does it come from membership? Does it come from personal trading? You need to know. I guess just have a rough idea, raw ideas of where money comes from, money is going out, and then slowly fine tune your plans, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I believe that you having the raw business plan, the initial business plan, is a good thing, as I think that serves as a reminder to you constantly how you started and how much more you are now, and how far you can go beyond today.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Anissa, for being my guest today. All right. Thank you to our wonderful studio sponsor, Craft by 3, and amazing media sponsor, Studio 5 Corp. And again, once again to Anissa, thank you so much to you. Thank you to our viewers and listeners for tuning in to Dewi Voices, a segment of SMCCI's The Business Lab. Bye.